Hi, my name's Kathleen Byrne,
And I'm Brianna O'Neill.
and we're nurses, and we fly throughout the country to teach kids how to self-infuse. We'd love to be at camp with you, but because of the COVID virus, we couldn't.
Yes.
Brianna and I work together a lot, and we get tested a lot. So that's why we don't have our masks on today, because it would be hard to teach you how to do this. But we've been following the COVID rules. So what do we do first when we start to do infusions? Well, you're going to wash your hands, okay, and you're going to clean off the table that you're going to use. And now what you can do is go to your supply closet or box, and you collect all your supplies. So with that, I like to have paper towels. We like to have hand sanitizer. You want to share some more,
Sure.
Brianna?
We have a nice IV start kit, which we'll go over what's in this in a little bit. You always want a tourniquet, and we'll go over these self tourniquets. These are pretty great if you're infusing alone. Gauze and alcohol swabs, you want plenty of those. A flashlight to help us find veins. Sterile drapes are awesome because sometimes you're camping or you're in your car, and this is really nice to have so that you have a nice clean area to work on no matter what.
And if you don't have these, the company that sends you your factor will get them for you. You have to ask for them. We really like these sterile drapes. You're able to work on a very, very clean area, and there's no peanut butter and jelly on the table.
The other things we like to have are saline flushes. We'll go over why we like to use those. And of course you want to get your needles, syringes, and factor. We like to use the smallest needle to get the job done. So we'll talk about the different sizes that you can use. And let's see here. We have a few extra supplies that we'll be going over as well. All right, so now our bucket is empty, and you can use this
as a trash container.
Yes.
Now, Brianna, I know you're a little nervous. Right? Everybody gets a little nervous. I even still get a little nervous, so you're going to do just fine, because you're going to feel real comfortable doing this.
Yes.
So what I want you to do is take your sterile drape and open it up. And although this is not a sterile procedure, the sterile drape means there's been no cat that's walked over it. There's no dog hairs on it. This is the cleanest place you can put your factor. Set up your a factor or your medicine.
There we go.
And many times if you're giving medicine, there's a packet information inside the box. If you don't have your sterile drape, you can use that to put everything on, okay? Because nobody has touched that. It came from the factory, right?
Yes.
All right, Brianna, now I want you to open up your IV start kit.
All right, we have a lot of stuff in here. We have a Tegaderm.
It's a sticky tape.
Yes, and we have gauze. We have an alcohol swab, tourniquet, extra tape, and gloves.
Perfect. And inside the gloves is another sterile drape.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead, open that up.
All right.
So if you forgot your sterile drape and you have your IV start kit, you can put everything on this.
Right on here.
Right.
Yeah.
This is just so you can keep things super, super clean, because you're going to be putting this inside your vein, inside your body. We don't want to introduce any bugs at all.
We have a couple of different kinds of needles here today. So now this is a little coily. Should I stretch this out?
Oh, I would stretch that out. Okay. Yeah, really give it
Give it a good tug.
stretch. Yep.
It's not going to break
Yep.
on you. Okay. So this is a 27 gauge needle.
It's teeny, teeny, teeny.
And I'm going to open another needle. This is a 25 gauge needle.
Longer and a little bit bigger.
Little bit
fatter.
Yeah. So we have normal saline. We like to prime the needle.
We get all the air out of the tubing first.
Okay. Don't touch the ends of these. Okay. You have to take the caps off them, but we like them to stay nice and clean. And these just twist together. And then you can push your saline through to get all the air out of there. Okay.
And then disconnect.
Yes.
When you get older and you do this a lot, you don't have to disconnect. But initially, we want you to disconnect so you can watch the little red blood move, so you know you're still in the vein. We like to see it moving because it tells us, okay, I'm in the vein, I'm okay, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And then we get our tape.
Yes, we have tape right here. And we're going to split it in half lengthwise, like this. So you have two little itty-bitty pieces, and I'm going to stick that on our flashlight here.
And this is why it's so great to have an IV start kit, because just about everything is in there except for your needle and your syringe. Now it's time to sit down and try to self-infuse. So Brianna, I'm very proud of you. Today is a big day, and I know you're going to do this. You've seen people do it to you, and so I'm proud of you for learning to do this because you know your body better than anybody else. But I'm going to be here to assist you. You never have to do this totally by yourself when you first start doing it. So I'm going to give you a few tips. Okay. Number one, you have to be comfortable. Are you comfortable right now, or could you be more comfortable?
I probably could be more comfortable.
Let's take a pillow. Doesn't that feel better?
And just relax, yes.
That's right. Now we're going to find the vein.
Yeah.
Okay? So let's put this on. What we do is we put this together like a car seat. This snaps in together. Put it together like that, and we slide it up over. I always put it on something. I don't put it on the skin because sometimes it can pinch it. So I put it on her sweater. About 6 to 8 inches above the vein. Can we find veins in this hand?
I think so. It looks like we do.
Okay.
What if we can't find veins?
If you can't find a vein, sometimes we turn the lights down a little low and we take one of these flashlights that you can find $1 or $2 at like the local hardware store. And I press it up against the skin, and you can see where the veins are. You can practice that at home. You can see where the veins are because they'll show up nice and dark, all right? Okay. Do you see where a vein might be?
I think so. Let's see. I'm going to feel, because sometimes you can see them, but they don't feel too juicy, and you want to
feel them. So you close your eyes and you feel them. And then you look down. I think I see that bouncing. And sometimes it's even helpful if you take your alcohol wipe and they kind of, they show up much better.
All right. Kathy, how long should I keep my tourniquet on for?
Okay. Leave your tourniquet on no longer than 90 seconds because after a while your body says, oh, I don't mind this, and then your veins flatten again. So if it's been on for more than 90 seconds, take it off again and reapply it. Put it back on. I want you to become a hottie. Do you know what a hottie is? By hottie, we mean hold on tight to infuse. H-O-T-T-I. That means don't let that vein go. You got to hold on tight to infuse. If you can't do this by yourself, you get somebody else in the house to help you. Even if the person holding your vein doesn't like to see needles, they can close their eyes and turn this way, just as long as they hold on tight. That's all, okay?
Very good.
Now, all right, you find it, and I want you to mark it.
Okay.
And hang it down.
Yep.
Now, if you can't find a vein right now, hop in the shower. That's the best thing to do, is hop in the shower, because your body all of a sudden gets nice and warm and all the veins show up again, okay? If not, you can put a hot pack on. You should always be drinking water every single day. Always drink a lot of water, okay? Because what it does, it makes your veins puff out better.
I think I found a vein.
You did. I think you did. Did you close your eyes first?
I did.
And you felt it nice and bumpy? Okay.
Bouncy like a trampoline.
And
right?
so then we mark it. You can either mark it with your fingernail or you can mark it with the cover of your needle.
There's my bullseye.
This is another trick when you're doing this all by yourself and you have to hook up. You can tape the very end of it, the hard part of the tubing, the real hard part at the very end. Tape it to your thumb so you can then just take your medicine and just screw it right in and it won't go anywhere. And you always, when you flush, you always point the syringe to the sky, always to the ceiling. Don't have it this way because that way you won't get any little air bubbles in. All right? So that's what we're going to do. Are you ready to go?
I think so.
There you go. Find your vein again. Wipe it down. I'm going to be your hottie, because I am.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to wipe that down, right? And then I usually take a gauze, sterile gauze, and just, because it's slippery, wipe once with a sterile gauze, okay?
If you need to, right?
If you need to, that's right.
All right, so I have taken the cap off the end of the needle, and there's a bevel on here. It's like a little scoop, a little hole, right? And now, Kathy, that always faces the sky, right?
That's right. The hole
Bevel
always
up.
has to face the sun. That little hole in the needle has to face the sun. And I'm going to hold this down like this.
Okay.
You know where you're going.
I do. I have the needle between my two fingers here.
put your fingers there to rest. Don't
Yep.
just go on. Don't go in without the fingers resting.
Right.
Okay.
Then we're all nice and
You're going to
settled.
touch it first. Just
Touch.
touch it first and go boop,
1, 2, 3.
boop. There's boop. You
And
did
there's
it.
my blood return.
Now we're going to put another piece of tape over the steel needle so it doesn't move. Or you could put it here if you want, or I could put my thumb there.
Okay, and I'm going to take my tourniquet off. We have our blood return.
Oh, yay!
Woo.
You're a hottie.
And then
We're just gonna
infuse.
infuse.
And now, Kathy, you're still holding onto my vein.
I'm still holding on tight here with this hand, see?
Very good.
And I'm not afraid anymore. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Also, because I'm helping her, I'm not slid way over here where I'm comfortable. I have to go to where I'm comfortable too, okay? Everybody has to be comfortable. That's a great job. Now, are you afraid to take it out?
I don't think so.
Okay, go ahead. You take it out. You can take the pigtails here.
So actually, yeah, we can leave that
Yeah.
connected, can't we? So I'm going to take my gauze. I'm just going to rest it here. You don't want to put a lot of pressure, right? Because I
That's
feel
right.
like that might hurt a little bit. And we're going to take the pigtail and we're just going to pull.
That's it.
There we go. Kathy's going
And
to help me
then
hold.
your hottie friend will be able to hold it a little bit because she has some gloves on.
Yeah. And we didn't take the tape off because I didn't want that needle to wiggle around in my vein before we put the gauze
You
on
just
it.
pull the needle out. You don't have to take the tape off first. You just pull the needle out.
Okay.
And then this is a nice trick here
We're going to use that tourniquet again.
because I want you to hold on to this for about at least 3 minutes, okay? Because we need to save your vein. We don't want any scarring. So we put the tourniquet lightly over the spot,
We'll
okay?
hold it nice and tight.
And we'll hold it now. You can go brush your teeth in the morning.
Any oozing or anything like that's going to cause scar tissue, isn't it, Kathy?
It can cause scar tissue like scabs to build up. We don't want that because we want your veins to be nice and soft all the time. So if you put a lot of pressure on after the needle comes out, don't just take it out and run off. We need to put pressure there so that so it doesn't keep leaking. Okay, that's important.
Can we use Coban too if we?
You can use Coban. Do you know what Coban is? Coban's kind of a stretchy. The hospitals use it
sticky
all
wrap,
the time.
right? It sticks to
Yep.
itself.
You can also use a Band-Aid, but I don't like taking Band-Aids off. I don't know if you guys like taking Band-Aids off. I don't like that. So I don't usually use Band-Aids. Now, if your needle isn't quite long enough, and say you wanted to go up here, and this isn't long enough to tape to your thumb, that's where we add the extension set. And we're just going to flush this all the way through. And look how long that is.
So now I would be able to stick up here
See?
and stick it to my thumb.
No
still.
problem. If I forget my needle box, I then take my plunger off my syringe and I tuck it into here like this. You can tuck the whole thing in, you can cut it, but at least put the needle in there and then put the plunger back in, and now it's protected till you get home, okay? And you could throw it in your sharps container, all right? And we just roll everything up and we throw it in the trash. That's it. We really wish we could be with you right now, and because it's a little more difficult to do it without you kids giving us some ideas of what you like, but hopefully we covered them all. Thanks for sharing our little camp time. Be safe.